Good morning and welcome back to White Mountains Today here on White Mountain TV 16 here on Sunday. And joining us in the studio, Donna Dolan from Tin Mountain Conservation Center. Donna, how are you?
I'm doing great. Hi, Rob. Great to be here on Outside Television.
Well, it's great to see you because, you're here a lot. And so we get a chance to talk a lot about the things going on at Tin Mountain. And you have in front of you, there is a plethora of information about all the things going on. Oh, we forgot to give Donna a microphone. Silly us. That's good.
Hey.
I think Zoe hit it before.
Okay.
Yeah, when she
Well,
was
I'll
here.
just put it right here.
There we go. We'll just
Okay, hold on. Can you hear me?
a technical difficulty.
Well, you'll see the wire today.
There we go. She's wired.
I'm wired.
All right, now start again.
Live.
So that's right. So Donna, we're going to start off because we got a lot to talk about this morning. But let's start with the summer camps that you guys have. You run. I mean, how many years have you been running summer camps at Tin Mountain?
This is our 25th year. Is that exciting? 25th or 26th. It's really been quite a while. Now, your children have been at camp, and
Absolutely.
they started off really little, and now they're already in college. If any graduate college yet?
No, not yet. But yeah, I remember Andrew had the first one up down in Albany. Or was it Tamworth?
It was Tamworth.
Yeah. And that was the first camp he went to. That was the first camp we sent anybody to. And now my youngest son, Beckett, is going to be going to a couple of camps this summer. So it's just been a great experience for them. And it's funny. It's one of those things you talk to people in the Valley, and it's what they plan on when they're kids. Let's get them into these camps. So let's talk about some of the ones that you have. And you said you got some. You still have some openings in a few.
We do have some openings, and many of them are full. But for the older children, they tend to register a little bit later. So we want to emphasize that we do have some great camps coming up for teenagers. Canoe Voyagers is one of our first camps that runs July 9th through the 13th. It's for ages, I'm going to read this, 13 through 15. And they go out paddling, and they go up to the first day they hone their skills more locally, and they're in Albany for the base camp. Then after that, they go to Lake Umbagog and Richardson Lakes, and they paddle the whole time, which
That's
is really
terrific.
fabulous. So they're out in the wild, and they learn outside skills. They also see a lot of wildlife. There's moose, osprey, eagles, and loons. And every time they come back from that camp, they're always excited because of the experience that they've had. So it definitely encourages someone to use their skills out in the wilderness, which is one of the things we're really proud of, hands-on learning.
Right.
So I do want to say something about our counselors. They're all trained in first aid, CPR, and also they have lifeguarding skills. So it's a nice, secure, small camp. So children are getting a good first-hand experience with good supervision.
And they're very personable counselors too, so I mean it becomes a fun experience for everybody.
It is, and they're counselors who love the outdoors,
Right.
who themselves practice it, and so there's nice mentoring going on there, definitely. And then we have a fun camp called Northwoods Wanderings, and that's for ages 11 through 13, and that's July 16th through the 20th. And what's nice about this camp is anyone who has any desire to go into the field, whether you do or don't, is great. But if you do, you're going to be introduced to different leaders and different environmental programs. There's the AMC.
Very cool.
They'll be there, the Loon Preservation Committee. And so they'll get to meet some of the leaders there, as well as go to the Mead Conservation Center in Sandwich. So they'll get to meet, they'll experience hands-on the areas that those organizations oversee.
Yeah.
But they'll also get to meet the people who lead them and run them.
Well, that's great. Now, of course, anybody can find out about any of the camps. Go right onto the website, which is tinmountain.org.
O-R-G.
And so definitely check that out because there's a lot of camps that are going on, plus a lot of events. But I also want to talk about, because you brought this in, and this is kind of fun what you have over here, the warbler nest.
Yes, it's exciting. There's so much happening at Tin Mountain all the time. We have the camps, we have the nature programs, and we also have 4 interns in the summer. And each one concentrates on a different area. We have one who's working on brook trout habitat restoration, another on forest sustainability. And then we also have one who's working on birds and bird monitoring on the Rockwell Sanctuary, as well as the bear pond lands that we supervise. So what's really exciting, Mike and Jamie, who's an intern right now, go out in the field every day to spot birds. And one of the birds they have a great interest in their banning is a black-throated blue warbler. And I don't know if you can see this little guy right here. And this is a male. The male is brightly colored. And if you can look very closely, on his primary wings, there's a white band right here. And the female has that too, but she's not as colorful. She's brown or an olive green, very tiny bird, and they nest in the Rockwell Sanctuary, in the mountain laurel, and some lower shrubs. And if you could look closely, here's one of their nests, and they usually have 4 or 5 eggs, and the eggs are out there right now. And they build this nest with birch bark on the outside, and some other types of bark and thicker twigs. And in the inside, it's moss and the roots of grass. And it's very soft for them. And what's neat about mountain laurel in particular is a very toxic plant for certain animals, like the deer. So you won't find deer nibbling there, so it's kind of a nice balance. It's easy for them to work with this bird because its habitat's in the lower shrub area of the forest. So environmentalists find that very easy to identify them, ban them, net them, and observe them. So right now, the males come first. They
check it out.
Check it out. Then the female comes, and she's already here because she's nesting.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting for these young interns to have that experience and to monitor what's going on.
That's just terrific.
Yes. And these birds in winter in Jamaica, Cuba, and the Bahamas.
Don't you wish we could?
Oh, some of us do.
Yeah, fly for the spring. So.
Some of us do.
That's great. So that just is kind of shows all the stuff that Tin Mountain does. I mean, you're such a wide-ranging organization, and I think that's what when people can find that out, they'll realize how many things you do. But we also got to talk about some other things too. As we're running out of time here, we've got to talk about more. Okay. Oh my gosh, the yard sale. You got a yard sale next week.
Yes, we do. Saturday the 9th. Definitely come early. 8 o'clock it starts. Nora Beam has been doing a wonderful job collecting and organizing everything. It's already priced and marked and ready to go. We have a lot of items, from furniture to baby items to dishes and silverware. It's usually a big scene with people coming in. This is the second annual. Very successful, just like our first season auction, which was also very successful this year, and very exciting. So those who come early get first pick. Those who come late get the best deals. So definitely
and
come.
that's at the center in
Albany. 1245 Bald Hill Road, not far from the Kink. Go 1 mile up Bald Hill, right near like that Beep Beep Deli, not too far away. So yeah, definitely come up.
If you haven't been up there, that's a beautiful spot just to go up and look around anyway. So you can kind of make a day of it. So.
And our trails are open, and we also have a great fine art exhibit in our lobby, and that's Kristen. I don't know if you know Kristen Pobochnik. She's a local girl, and she does some great work, and I encourage you coming to see that. She painted a great mural downstairs for us. There's going to be a nice diorama with taxidermied animals, and she painted the whole background. It's really nice.
Well, that's great.
So, yeah. So again, there's a lot to see, and we have some great programs coming up. One in particular, we have an eco forum the second Thursday of the month, and this one we're having Dr. Alan Eaton come, and he's going to be talking about ticks. And I don't know if you know that New Hampshire has the second highest rating of tick. Lyme disease.
I did not know that. I do not want to know that, but now I do.
It does. And so he's going to tell you the location of where those areas are that are most populated with ticks that have Lyme disease. My understanding, my daughter was doing some studies down in southern New Hampshire, and her friend said that 1 in 2 ticks can carry Lyme disease. So it's pretty prevalent. He will give you ideas to protect yourself, protect your animals, and to be aware of it.
And it seems to be, from what I'm talking to people, that this is a heavy tick year.
It is.
Anybody who has a dog, anybody who's going outside, it seems to be a heavy tick year. So this is a perfect program to go to kind of prevent hopefully some problems, prevent them. So
yes, this is true.
That's great, Donna. And so now, I happen to get your newsletter that comes to me in email. How did I get that? I don't even know how I got that anymore. But how would somebody get that if they wanted that newsletter? Because then we find out about all these programs.
This is true. Anyone could go online at tinmountain.org, and that's spelled out Tin Mountain, and you can see our schedule, you can see the guide. But if you're a member, you'll have it hand delivered to your house. And that's why you support us, and we appreciate that. So by becoming a member, you get discounts on all our programs. Some of them are free as for members. So definitely give us a call, 603-447-6991, or go online and you can become a member that way. And you'll receive postcards, you'll receive emails, and you also support the organization. And through that, we're able to provide any child with the opportunity to go to summer camp. So don't let the price stop anyone who might be interested. Both our camp brochures are online. We have one for younger children, and we have one for older children, and we service children ages 4 through 16 in our summer camps. So definitely. And
just a great organization. So Donna, thanks so much for coming down.
Thank you, Rob.
And go to tinmountain.org, get all this information, plus more. You can also go to whitemountainsInfo.com. And check out the summer camps, check out everything. Donna, thanks so much.
Thank you, Rob.
And we'll be back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.
At Margarita Grill, it starts with the food, the flavor.